probably would have been a lot easier if the the media didn't make such a fiasco of you returning back to Vermont.
Exactly.
But now it could be harder for you, with obviously with the media portraying.
Yeah, they created all this hysteria and everything, and they invented, they sensationalized everything so that they could sell their stories. That's all. Almost none of it was true.
Yeah, and it's kind of questionable. The whole strategy of quarantining people on a mandatory basis is kind of questionable, because if we really did have an Ebola outbreak, and now that people know that if you are suspected of even possibly having Ebola, that you're going to end up in a mandatory medical quarantine, that is going to probably lead
people from saying anything.
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly what I told you. What's going on? That's what's happening with the people in West Africa.
Exactly.
Why they're not going to the hospital? But the news media has vilified me, and up and down they've trashed me, and they talk that guy, this Rutland man. They don't I am a highly educated, intelligent medical professional. I worked hard for everything I've gotten, and all I've been for years is treated like dirt.
Yeah.
To say it politely.
And we at the Vermont Free Press don't think that it's very nice what they did to you, the media, as far as
I appreciate that.
they just basically pushed the whole crackpot issue, how you were crazy and other things, and clearly in this interview.
And even when they knew the truth, they weren't walking into this blind. They invented lies.
They created the story, basically.
Yes.
And
they did.
And
they
when
no journalism.
When people can actually hear this interview and do a little bit of research and on their own, they'll know that you actually are an intelligent person. You're not a crackpot or any of those things that the media has tried to portray.
Far from it.
And
go to my Facebook, read the reports that I was sending back from Africa. They'll know exactly. And then a lot of that stuff was coming up while I was in Africa. I was watching some of the news also, and I heard the fact that the CDC was admitting that, oh gosh, we made saying things like, there aren't going to be any other people affected because of Thomas Duncan, and then you got one nurse, not just one nurse, but you got two nurses, and then Obama getting upset and creating the Ebola czar, and the World Health Organization Secretary General saying that that they were so far behind that it's going to take them a while to get caught up. All these things I was already saying and doing in West Africa and reporting it back, and I never heard anything. The news media ignored me.
Yeah.
I did not get any response from
Now,
anybody.
did you get any kind of video or anything interesting while you were out in Africa that would be newsworthy?
I just took pictures and posted them on my Facebook to prove that here I am in West Africa. But I respect. I'm a medical professional, and I respect. And I have always respected people and people who are sick and their rights to to their privacy. And as I said, I did not come across come into contact with or associated with anybody who I knew who had Ebola or was being treated for it at one of these facilities. And so I have nothing other than what I've posted on my Facebook. I didn't take any other extra pictures.
Okay.
Another thing that was disconcerting was I reported also in my reports was that, so here we have these West African countries, 3 of them, and the borders are porous, especially the Guinea, Sierra Leone. I saw people crossing easily. There's no health screening. There's no health professional there screening these people. The only thing anybody did was one of the customs officials, what do you call them? The border officials shined a infrared thermometer at the forehead to see if they had a temperature or not, and then that allowed them to pass. I saw people putting money in with their passports that they would present at the border, and then they were allowed to pass.
Oh, yeah.
I saw 2 medical students, not doctors, not trained professionals, medical students, because they stated that's who they were, from Guinea, crossing over the border into Sierra Leone, and they said that their purpose was that they were going to Freetown to help with the Ebola patients there. And I'm like, what? These are just kids. These are medical students. Why would they be allowed to even do that?
So,
why would somebody send them there? Why would somebody allow them to accept them there?
So in your opinion, then, there's definitely not a very well structured medical system in Africa.
Totally not. Totally not. And that's why it's out of control. And that's why they haven't. That's why the CDC. That's why we've had cases here in the United States. Not just one now, but several.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of unreported cases that are starting to be confirmed where there's patients that are being what we're calling disappeared, where they just they go in and they remove them and they put them in a quarantine. Your case is unique because you're actually able to speak about your situation.
You do realize that whoever they are, quote unquote they, shut down my Facebook site for 24 hours for security reasons. And I was glad that I got it back, but I was censored. I was silenced.
Yeah, that's that's the thing I was wondering. You were censored and silenced definitely in the beginning. Now the state of Vermont refused to release any of your personal information in the press conference. So that
no wonder why, because they needed to spin their lies.
Okay, but I was gonna the question that I really was scratching my head about is how were these media outlets like VPR and others able to contact you if they didn't know who you were?
It got leaked. We don't know how, but my name afterwards, they knew my name. They knew how I was. They knew who I was, and I am known. To not in a bad way. I am known to Channel 3 WCAX, and they contacted me, and then from there it snowballed.
So Channel 3 contact.
They contacted me by my email. They contacted me by email, and then I says, you know what?
But wait, hold on, wait 1 second. That doesn't make any sense because if they didn't know who the Ebola patient was, then how would they be able to contact your email? That's the question I have.
I don't know. No, but somebody did. I told you my name got leaked. My name was leaked.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make is,
Yeah, my
and
name was leaked to the news media.
in some way your name had to have been leaked in order for them to know.
It was. We know it was. It was. Definitely, it was.
And
No question about it. My name was leaked.
so I guess the real important question in the case of your name being leaked, who was it that first contacted you? You said Channel 3?
I believe so. They were one of the very first people to contact me. And I'll go ahead and mention this. Not only was my name leaked, but also my location, because one of the, what do you call it, news media organizations knows my location.
You're kidding me.
No, I am not.
And how do you know for sure that they know? They showed up?
Because they told me. They told me where I am.
They told you where you were.
And I did, yeah, I said I cannot verify or deny that. That's
Now,
all I can say.
is this the Channel 3 news you're talking about?
I can't go into I can't say anything else. I'm just letting you know that my name was leaked, and at some point, I don't know, at the same time, my name was leaked, and I don't know if it's to the same people. I can't say who got the information, how they got it, or whatever. But
Okay.
but within a day or two of both either at the same time or within a day or two, my name and location was known.
Wow.